Alright, this is to show you guys how to use purpose games, which is a way to take diagrams or maps or things like that and make them interactive. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is create an account at purposegames.com. I already have one, so I'm going to log in. The tabs up at the top, play, if you click that, that just means you can go in and search and play games. Create is where we're going to work at most of right now. I'll show you how to create a dot quiz, which is the most basic. And explore is just where you could find other teachers who are using purpose games. Another important hint is to get to your content, the stuff that you've made, you click your username here at the top, and this shows you like your games, your playlists, your challenges, all the stuff about you on this page. So let's start with the Create tab. And Purpose Games gives you some pretty good options about for making your images interactive. We're going to be working with this one. I'll show you in a minute on how to create a dot quiz. You can also create games with shapes. It's a little bit more advanced, but once you get the hang of dot quizzes, you can figure that out. And then a multiple choice is another type of quiz. A playlist, I'll show you in a little bit. That's where you group like several of the games you make together. I'll show you what that is a little later. And this is for you to challenge people, or students could challenge each other if they have purpose game accounts. And a group is where you can go in and set up your classes if you make your kids log in. I'll tell you right now, I don't make my kids have purpose game accounts because I use it for really fast reviews. So I don't even make my kids log in. I just send them a link to a game and say, click that link and practice that. Or, you know, like that. I don't make them log in. But you can if you want to. Anyway, so we're going to start with creating a dot quiz, which is the most basic. So you click on this. The first step into creating a dot quiz is you have to have a background image. They call them backgrounds. So you have to have like a picture that you're going to put your dots on, is what they're saying basically. If you have a worksheet or something on paper that is the perfect diagram or map and you want to use that, no problem. Just take a picture of it, email it to yourself, and save it on your computer, and you can use it from there. If you want to search the internet and find a picture, that's what I did for these. Sometimes you have to manipulate them, and I'll show you a really quick way to do that. So like if I'm going in and creating a quiz for my students about plant cells, I'm going to Google plant cell diagram, no labels, there it is. And I'm going to go to images. And when I start looking, a lot of times what is the problem is, you know, people say there are too many lines. Like, I don't want all those lines on there. My kids don't have to know all that stuff about plant cells. They just have to know this much. If that's the case and you can't find one with exactly the number of lines and you don't want that many lines, just find a blank picture like this one. And a really cool or quick trick you can do is pull up Publisher. And I know you're thinking, why not Google? But I'm not going to save this, so I'm just going to use Publisher because I just need a white background and arrows. I don't want to save it, so I'm just going to pull up Publisher and click the blank page and plus it up just to get white background. Then I'm going to right click and copy my image on the Publisher and right click and paste it. Whoa, that's a huge image. Scale that down. This actually wouldn't be one I would pick because it has numbers, but we'll just ignore the fact it has numbers right now. And then I make my own lines. So I just go up to shape, line, and I say, okay, my kids have to know the vacuole, and I'm just going to do 2 for, you know, time's sake. And then I'm just going to hit copy and paste another line. And they have to know chloroplasts. There. Let's say they needed to know those 2. So I get my image and the lines the way I want it, and then remember you have your handy dandy snip tool. Remember, if it's not here in your most used, just start typing it in your little search box down there and it'll pop up. and you click and hold and drag and say, this is what I want as my background on my game, and you save it. I always save snips on my desktop as capture, and I just save them right over the top of each other because I don't want to keep them. You know, these aren't things I'm going to keep forever. So it'll say, this already exists. Yes, I want to replace it. And I close this and minimize this, and I go back to my game. And the title of this is going to be Plant Cell Organelles. And I choose the file is under desktop, and remember I always label it capture. And once you attach it, you hit add background, and it's going to pop down here. Okay, and then of course if you didn't want backgrounds, you can delete them here. Then you click on it to create your quiz. So you click it and you name your plant cell organelles. I'm just going to put test because I'll delete this after we're done. And then of course you would categorize it, tag it, that means science, cells, whatever words or tags, describe it. And then you're going to choose dot. We're doing the most basic one, so dot, and you would click on the line, and the question that goes with that dot is where is the vacuole, question mark, and hit save, and it'll say okay, and it stays on the dot, so you don't have to, if you click it again it unselects it, so just leave it selected. And this one is where is a chloroplast, and you hit save. Once you get your dots done, you can say preview, and this is how the kids would play it. They hit start. Where is the chloroplast? There. Where is the vacuole? There. And it tells me if I'm logged in, my username, my score, and how fast I was. When you preview, this opens up in another tab, so I'm just going to close that one out. And when you're ready, you hit publish. And then if I go up to my username, and right here, if I go into games, it shows that I created this game right here. And from here you have your options, what you want to do. You could delete it, you could reset high score, you could private it, unpublish it, which means it's still there but you hide it, and then or edit it if you saw a mistake for later. So that's how to create the most basic game on the Purpose Games. I'm about to do another screencast that I'll also attach that talks to you about playlists, because there's a few little hints to use. But anyway, I just showed you the one type of quiz you can make. Dive in there and try out the other ones. Try out the move option, try out the shapes, different ways for you to make quizzes, and it's really, really, really user